My cat just pooped in the cat box and it smells like death. And she's running around because it must have been a good one.
Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christina, aka Northwest Reader, and this is my weekly wrap up. And like kind of technically it's like my 2-week weekly wrap up. I filmed last week, but I wasn't able to edit or anything like that. And then by the time I was able to, it was later in the week and I didn't see the point. So I'm gonna cut that footage into this one. Yay. But let's talk about some books. So I only finished one book this past week, and drum roll please. The Paradox Twins by Joshua Chaplinsky. I finished it. It's a miracle. Not because the book is terrible or anything like that, but for some reason, that book, I just kept putting it down, and then it would just get lost in the weeds of all the other things I am currently reading. But I finished it and I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was pretty good. It's not horror like what I was expecting for some reason, but it's definitely, it has some family drama and it has a sprinkle of sci-fi-ish kinda, and it's just about these twin brothers coming back together as adults because their father passed away in, sorry, that was kind of gross. Their father passed away in a weird type of way, and they're just going through all this stuff and things get revealed. But it definitely went a route I wasn't expecting. And throughout the book, you read excerpts from different books that each character wrote, because they're all pretty much all authors. And then like a screenplay, which I totally love that element. And then they have like footnotes that are kind of quirky and like kind of a smart ass thing. And it was pretty good. It was enjoyable to read. I laughed a lot and stuff like that. So yes, 4 stars. I finished it. So the first book I finished, I've had it for a while now, and yeah, it says it came out in April, which it feels like it was so much longer than that, but it's Smolder by Michael R. Goodwin, and I give it 4 stars. I ordered, I think, a pre-order from the author, and I believe the author designed the cover, which is pretty awesome, because sometimes authors design the covers and it's like, stick to writing. But I love this cover, and I didn't really know what it was about. I didn't really read what it was about. I just cover by for sure. And it's also available on Audible, so I also had a copy of that, and I finished it in I think 2 days. I bounced between physically reading it and listening to it, and the audiobook sounded really good, so highly recommend it. But it is about this relationship, this marriage that isn't a marriage anymore, and there's a lot of drama involved around it. And then behind the guy's house, the husband's house or ex-husband's house, is this woods, this woodsy area, and there's something in it that's evil and just does stuff. Yeah, that's all I want to say. I went in not knowing anything, like I said earlier, and everything about it, every little thing revealed, I thought was amazing, and it was so good. It has different perspectives, and the different perspectives were perspectives I wasn't expecting. Because I figured, oh yeah, the main character's perspective, of course, and okay, his ex-wife's perspective, but then you get some other characters' perspectives, and it was really cool how the author did that, and it makes it super creepy, and I enjoyed how it ended. The book goes over a lot of like grief of a relationship, just the abuse, control, love, and just moving on and stuff like that. And it was so much more than I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be like straightforward, here's your horror, here's your gore, blood, blah blah blah, but it wasn't like that. It was so much more to it. So yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I might bump it to 4.5, but right now 4. So yes, really good. And then the other book I finished was an ARC audiobook, and it's Written in Bone, Hidden Stories and What We Leave Behind by Sue Black. I gave it 5 stars. It was a really good audiobook. Yeah, she goes over the different bones of the body and then some crime situations that she was involved in with forensics to try to solve a case or figure out what happened to the body, because your bones tell the stories of what happened to you, your life, stuff like that. In a lot of the cases, I want to say most, or if not all the cases she brought up, I'd never heard of. And a lot of them are also overseas, like in the UK and Australia, I believe, and stuff like that. Like, I don't know many of the true crime type of cases over there, but it was just super interesting. And it's heavy info dump in it, but that's the whole point of the book. So I highly recommend it if you like the forensic side of things, and that's why I had requested it from NetCali, because back in my youth when I was in high school, my first career that I wanted was a forensic artist. I love the whole idea of sculpting a face onto a skull and all that, and I even tried looking into it again, but I don't want to be part of the police force and law enforcement. I used to a long time ago, but not so much anymore. So those are all the ones I finished. I am currently reading quite a few. I'm still reading like Double Vision, Night Yearnings, Darkest Hours. I've just been slowly chipping away at those. I started, and I'm almost done with a short story called Hello Friend by Elizabeth Bedlam, and it's pretty good so far. There was a scene in it that I was reading and I totally did not expect whatsoever, and I loved it. I was sitting there, me and my husband were out in the back porch in the cool air, reading quietly, and then suddenly I was like, oh shit! Like, oh, I did not see that coming, and I'm gonna remember it. It was shocking to me. But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a pretty good high rating, and I love her style of writing so far, and I'm gonna look into more of her stuff because I'm interested. I've been listening to the Johnny Appleseed Joshua Whitehead book. I've only listened to about 6-8%, and it's kind of like a snippet out of the life of, I'm not sure if it's a true story or if it's like more like a memoir or whatever. And it's interesting, but for some reason it's not the type of book I'm into right now, so I might DNF it for now. I'm not saying no, like this is awful or anything like that, but right now it's not the thing I want to listen to, I guess. I don't know, type of story. So those are the books. I was reading The Girl in 6E, and my library for it lapsed, so I had to wait in line for it again, but it came back, so I checked it out again. I was like halfway through it. I was enjoying it. I just stopped listening. I go through my phases of, oh, I love audiobooks, and I'll listen to a ton of them, and then I get bleh, and then I'm like in the mood to listen to YouTube videos or watch YouTube videos, so I'm gonna pick that up again. And I also received a copy of Nana by, I want to say Mark Towsey. Towles? I could be wrong. D&T Publishing. They had codes for the audiobook, and I pre-ordered not the physical book, but the ebook a long time ago, and I want to read it. It's just, I don't ever, like, physically reading a book is so difficult with a toddler. I just, it's crazy. So I got a copy of the audiobook, so I'm gonna give that a listen here pretty soon and then do a review for it. But I did get book mail. I got a couple book mail things. So the first one I got is Participation Trophy by Ira Rat. Look at that. I love these covers. Like, Ira Rat's artwork is amazing in general. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. Yep, he did. Layout and design. It's like, it's just brilliant. All of the stuff Ira does. I love it so much. I respect it. But it came with a sticker. Super cute. With Ira Rat on it. I want to get to this pretty soon too, because it's like a tiny little thing. But, and then it came with a pencil too. Pacifier. Which you can't see because it's so tiny. But Pacifier is another book, I believe, by Ira, so I almost picked that one up too. And then this past week we got our August Nightworms books, which is Come With Me by Ronald Malfi. And I don't know anything really about it. I think it's like a detective type of story. I could be wrong. I could be mixing up the two. And then Chasing the Boogeyman by Richard Trismore. Yeah, they both sound pretty good. Can't wait to get to them. I really want to pick this one up, but I want to finish my other physical books that I need to get done. And then I went to the library like a few weeks ago, because my local library finally opened, which is awesome and exciting. It was nice to just go in and just browse, and they redesigned the layout and stuff, so that was interesting to see. But I was excited to see that they had Blue Flag Volume 2, because I got the digital copy via Libby, but you can only read it in Libby. And I hate that so much. I hate it. Because it's not friendly to manga or comics or anything like that. The one that I have, the version I have. So I saw they had physical copy, and then they had a lot of them, or all the rest of them. So I might just stop with the e-versions and just go get them at the library. But I'm excited to try to finish this series. And I also picked up Tinfoil Butterfly by Rachel Eve Moulton. I love this cover. This is like so unique. They had this under horror, but don't know anything about it. But I've seen it talked about, and the cover just stands out. It's so beautiful. And then I love this style of cover too. I have a feeling I'm not going to read it because it's like somewhat political, I think, or it's docile. There is no consent under capitalism. See that tagline there? I'm like, not really my cup of tea, but I love how this looks. I love this cover so much. I've heard both good and bad things about this. There's some problematic stuff, I believe, with this, but I thought maybe I'll like try a chapter or two just to see what it is, because it is kind of a bigger book. But I was surprised to see it at the library, because there's a lot of books that I want to like check out and see, and they don't have it at my library. But I got a few other books that I thought I should probably share, and they're all e-books. The Undertaker and Other Macabre Tales by Derek M. Hutchins. Got Skull Face Boy by Chad Lutsky. I don't know when I'm going to read these things, but I just had to get them. And then I got this a while ago, but I don't think I showed it. Laurel Hightower's Whispers in the Dark. Shelf Life by Brian Boyer. If I pronounce anyone's names wrong, I'm sorry. I'm like sort of brain dead also currently. Just like so tired. And The Infamous Womb by Duncan Ralston. People are talking about it. Mother Horror mentioned it. This Symbiotic Fascination by Charlie Jacob. I got The Sadist by Austrian Spencer. The Little Paranoias Stories, Sonora Taylor. I love this cover. It's so cute. cute. It's so pretty. And the details, you can see it's a page. And this is like painted over top of it. I downloaded quite a few samples too, but I won't show you all those. And I downloaded Mother's Home, Ash Ericmore. It's graphic content, extreme horror. And Welcome to the Fun House, a carnival horror anthology, edited by Kelly Brocklehurst and Jamie Stewart. And just one sample I did get. I'll probably get the book whenever I have more time. But The Sleepover Massacre, Brian G. Barry. Okay, before I forget, because I keep freaking forgetting to mention this, but I purchased a book cover from Kelly. I will information, but she makes book covers and stuff like that. And I think she makes masks. I could be wrong, but I bought one. Look how beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love these colors. Like, I love teal and stuff like that. Like, even though I have like a dark soul and I wear nothing but typically mute colors, I kind of like this type of stuff as an accessory almost. But this is really good quality, like legitimate quality. She makes these and sells them in her shop, and I've bought one from, I think it was Amazon, and it was not as good quality as this. Like, this is padded and nice. The one from Amazon is like super thin. It's just fabric. And I'm like, okay, this will save books for sure. But when you purchase one of these, you also get a slightly used book. And yeah, I think she gave me two. It was a Jennifer Hillier book and a Lisa Jewell book, which both of them I didn't have. So thank you so much, Kelly, for that. But yes, I just wanted to mention this. Like, this is really good quality. So you should definitely go check out her information down below. So yeah, I've been wanting to mention this. Thank you. Those are all the books I hauled. I want to just continue reading all the books I've been reading. I'm probably going to finish the short story one that I told you about. I also read a short story for like a beta reader, as a beta reader for someone, and it was really good. It was really good. And now I also have received a couple arcs, like e-arcs, and I am beta reading for someone else, short story collection, and it's pretty good so far. So I've been busy. I actually have been reading, but just completing things. I haven't really completed anything. And I've just been concentrating on getting my Etsy shop up and running. I've been thinking about just starting a free website for myself to just show my portfolio, and I want to kind of do just example book cover art and stuff, because I really do want to design book covers, but I want to just have fun. Like, I'm almost done with my commissions that I have going on right now, and then I'm going to focus on doing some examples of what I can do. I don't know if I want to do pre-made covers, because I don't know if people actually get those or buy those. I'm kind of up in the air, because I just want to do everything, you know. I just want to do all this stuff, but I just don't know if pre-made covers sell, you know, or anything like that, because it's so tough. Because I was thinking I could do pre-made covers and then adjust to whatever the author or publisher wants, because you can edit anything. So I just wonder if that's like the route to go in order to get into the book cover industry. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Anyways, but I have been designing bookmarks. I have the Candyman and Here's Johnny bookmarks up, and then I tried out this thing where it's all patterned Jason masks, and I kind of like it. They're colorful. I have the edges rounded on this one, and then I have a name puncher thing where it punches letters. And I thought that would be cool to do as like a personalization on my my Etsy shop, where you can like have your name or something, but it's only the length of this, so it's like 6 inches, 6.5. that I can do. So that's an option. I'm thinking about maybe doing a few like little simple patterns or something like that, because I thought it was just, it's different, because making these is a completely different process than making like the Candyman and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. And then this one has like the sharper straight edges. And then I have a red one, but I'm actually using that one in a book. But these are, I'm pretty excited about these. Anywho, I think that's it. Today I signed up for a free trial of Shudder, which is fun. I hopped on just to see what movies they have, and they have so many classic horror films that I loved as a kid, especially from the 80s. Like the unknown, like I consider them unknown, but like Spookies, like just the really bad ones, or like Dolls. I'm sure it has Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but I feel like that's become way more popular than when I was a kid. Yeah, and just like Near Dark, and just all the ones I absolutely loved. And I'm like, because I've been putting it off getting Shudder, because it's just like one more thing I'm putting money into, but it looks so good. And the thing that pushed over the edge was the documentary that they have on Shudder, where they're talking about all the 80s horror films, and it's smart. It's a smart documentary, and they explain possibilities as to why horror was so big in the 80s and the type of horror it was, with in exchange to like the political environment going on at the time, and the generation of like the older generation now trying to control the younger generation. And it was just, oh, I was like, what? And I'm only like 15 minutes in, and my mind is already blown. I just want to take notes. The movie critic, the movie student, pupil, if you will, I just want to take notes, because it's so enlightening, and it says so much just about the horror genre in general. And I just freaking love that type of stuff. And they have 2 documentaries, so you know what I'm doing, not reading and watching documentaries. That's what I need. But it's perfect to just have on the TV when I'm working on stuff. So I'm probably going to do that, because my son finally just laid down for his nap. So I'm going to go put that on the TV and then finish up a commission and get that off my plate, clear my plate of stuff, and that way I can focus more on my reading, my Etsy, my cat apparently, and maybe an upcoming website. I'm not sure. But okay, that's it. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you again pretty soon with another video.